something people don't really talk about is the Let's Play era. Like, we don't see it as like an era, but it is. I think that at some point, if you became a Grumps fan, if you became one of the Lovelies, or had proximity to it, that's really all it took. There were so many instances of people deciding, two people hanging out and having a good time talking together while playing video games seems so fun, and maybe you can make money doing it, I should try that. And so many people, including myself, found out eventually that that shit was made to look easy, and it's not easy. The concept of like being on all the time isn't the same as like just being with your friends and genuinely making them laugh. Being entertaining isn't the same thing as genuinely connecting to people. You don't feel the same. Like, it's not even close. The amount of time that you could spend putting into making content that isn't like, it isn't authentic in the moment, right? You're seeking to capture authenticity, and you lose the authenticity itself. Like, Let's Players get that. Like, Let's Players have gone through that shit, and some people learn, some people don't. There's this weird nebula of it, where it's like, if these people are so fun, like, they're so talented here, like, but, you know, they want to work in comedy, and they don't just go do that, and it's like, well, yeah, it's a totally different setup, you know? It's really dependent on what you need as a person, and what you can do, and at one point it made sense to do all that. And it doesn't really make sense to do all that anymore. It stops making sense very fast, actually. Like, creating a setup and a context to step into and then perform authenticity. Like, I got too in my head about it. It kind of ruined my friendship a little bit. Like, the dynamic was changed, and it always felt like there wasn't like an understanding of what we were both doing, because one of us just wanted to do what Game Grumps and Super Mega does, and the other likes that idea but wants to do their own thing, kind of. And so, next thing you know, in the editing booth, you're just debating over, like, retention, you know? And it's like, this isn't fun. That's not fun at all. All the while, you don't have an audience. Like, to promote one is clowny as fuck. And the format is now arguably outdated. Like you need someone who genuinely has nothing better going on to be your audience. That's what it is now. Like, and frankly, like, I'm down to entertain that, but I'm not down to act like it's something more than what it is, you know, for the sake of keeping it going and maintaining profit. And that is something that I think, like, a lot of people just never talked about. Was like, yeah, we tried doing things that we wanted to do, but the dynamic of it in reality, like, just is not very healthy. So now, I'll go online and finally see an episode of Uncle Sleepover from Super Mega, and I'm like, oh hey. And they probably dropped one already, and I just didn't notice. But, like, the fact is, they are funny. They coasted off of promises, though. And now all those promises are paywalled because they had a controversy, so they need that to survive. Like, that lifestyle just isn't fucking appealing in any way, shape, or form to me. I thought at one point, oh, we'll use this to build our skills as, like, digital creators, and we can get jobs in, like, the digital creation field in the future. You know, if we're not on camera, we can at least learn how to do stuff behind the scenes for other people. And then, it's like, realistically, fucking where? Like, you have to, like, count on your networking and meeting the right people, or, like, it's so insular, it's so, like, about who you know, that the recipe of sitting in your room most of the time is very counterintuitive to the concept of building an audience in the first place. So, I don't know, there's people who do that from just their cell phone, but the ways that you do that, are you willing to do that? Like, do you want to actually do that? Is a serious question to ask yourself every single time that you're about to make something. Because it matters. That's your time. That's your soul. Like, you don't get it back. And if you look back one day and you were like, oh, I put a bunch of my time into just fucking foolery, like I fooled myself, you can learn from it and you can take the skills that you gained along the way to do something, but you have to be very proactive about how you're going to make that happen, because this stuff does not just come to you. We do make it all, and the way people make it and keep it running, oftentimes it's proof that it should have died by now. That's just because we captured a moment, and a moment passes, and then it's over. And then life goes on. And trying to recapture like the same moments, you know, trying to like if you go out and you do new stuff and people like that you do new stuff, awesome. There's people who manage that. You can't bank on any of it, man. Like, your stability matters so much more than any chase ever will. After we stopped doing Let's Plays, I eventually went on to try to edit for Finn McKenty. And the first thing that I was going to be editing into clips for TikTok and Reels was a Blair White interview. And he didn't know that I am a trans person. So, and he probably just didn't know that, like, Blair is an anti-trans person. So, like, it that blew up. And I had, like, this whole crisis over it. And I realized, like, this is all just parasocial bullshit. Like, I don't know any of these people. I can't, I feel like I can't work with people who I don't really know, you know? And the fact that people are on all the time is very uncanny and feels unsafe. Like, I don't know where to go in digital media creation and feel safe. The two places I've tried to look into so far, I've either had a personal experience with it, or I knew someone who had a personal experience with it that was a sign that it's not the sort of thing to try to get into and, like, think it'll be a good thing for you, because it's not. And it's not worth your creativity. Other things are. Like, other people are. You are. Like, how many times are people gonna rewatch Bo Burnham saying to do things without an audience? Like, if I were to ever make something again, the purpose would be to enjoy it and then walk away and do something. Like, really do something. And not be attaching to what I make as cope. That's not what I want. I don't want to create that relationship with people. And I was asked to. I was working at a restaurant where their social media person quit, and they knew that I was doing things online, and I wasn't showing my face online at the time, like with what my project was. They didn't know that. So they asked me to come in and be the face of their dying company, you know, to be the captain of the sinking ship as far as when the cameras are on, and be like a personality to bring people in. And it's all like vegan stoner cope food, and it's not good for you, and people shouldn't be eating it all the time just because it's vegan. Like, I was in such a, like, corner of all of this progressive bullshit that I felt not being progress. Like, I could see where it's like, it isn't what it claims to be. And that's not to say, like, be conservative about things, but it is to say, like, know when to conserve yourself amidst people who just want to use you for their gain, or to try to save themselves from something they stepped into that they're trying to maintain, that they can't maintain, because life isn't a machine. As soon as I was asked that question, the room went silent. It was a kitchen, a working kitchen. It went dead silent, because all those vegan punks who had come in and out of their own cults, their own echo chambers, we felt it again. You know the feeling. Walk away from it.